I'm Tiffany Rummel coming to you from Las Vegas. We just got home from my brother's monster truck show. He was in the Monster Jam finales here in Vegas, and it just happened to coincide with our trip here, which was awesome because he made it to the finals and we got to go out and got to support him, which was awesome. We had quite an experience today going to the show and a little stressful. I think I'm still slightly recovering. But it was really, I felt something that could benefit you guys, especially within your business and that sort of thing. So I want to share my story with you. But really, today's topic is really about what you want to and should be mastering if you're going to be a leader and you're going to be an entrepreneur. And that is problem solving. You have to be good at solving problems. And it really comes in a lot of different scenarios and in different shapes and forms, if you will. And the first is, don't always accept no as an answer. Now again, it probably depends on your scenario, who's telling you no, those sort of things. So obviously play your judgment there, but don't always just take no for an answer. So essentially for the show today, my brother had saved us tickets. We were told we had to go pick them up, show up with our IDs, drop our IDs off, and show them our IDs, and they would give us our tickets. So it's a little bit further from the strip, so we just wanted to pick our tickets up right before the show. Didn't know if there was any, time requirement, I had to pick them up an hour before or anything like that. We just showed up at about, 45 minutes before the show and went to where we were supposed to go, and they told us that the registration booth was completely shut down and there was no one to help us. They couldn't help us get our tickets, and we're like, well, we're here for the show, we have to get in, we flew here to Vegas for vacation, but also to see him. This is the only night we know for sure he is gonna drive, so we have to get in there. And nope, sorry, we can't help you. And it's at that split second, you had this choice of, I could have just been like, well, that sucks. I guess we gotta just turn around and drive the 30 minutes back to Vegas. That sucks. No, I'm here for my brother, I'm going to get into that stadium, I don't know how yet, but we're gonna figure it out because I'm here, we're gonna go, but I had that split second of oh, do I just, accept no, and no, I'm not accepting no, that's not acceptable to me, at least in this scenario. So we are freaking out, not really sure what to do because everyone we're talking to can't help us at all. We drive up to the front gate, we talk to the, the will call people, they can't help us at all, no one can help us. No, I can't get a hold of anybody on the phone, that's it. So I'm we need to find people who, it's my brother's at the show, someone will let me in, I have to find who it is. And we are talking to everybody, trying to find somebody who's a part of the actual show, who'd be know us enough to be able to try and work with us to get us in. So my husband starts talking with a couple that was outside and was listen, we traveled all this way, we're here, we have to get in for the show, her brother's in the show, and they're I think they were a part of Monster Jam, so they're okay, we'll figure this out. So needless to say, after a few hiccups and stressful moments, we were able to get in time for the show. But it just kind of highlighted for me, it's don't always just accept no as an answer, right? If that's not acceptable to you, go figure it out, right? Same thing in your business, right? If, someone says, nah, you can't do that. If you really think you should be doing it, then go out and do it. Go figure it out. So that's kind of my number one tip is, when you're really talking about problem solving, is don't always just accept no. Go figure out how you can do it. Number two is be resourceful, and this is really important. And I do catch myself doing this sometimes, so I do have to be careful about it. So really about being resourceful. So if you don't know the answer to a question, right? I'm currently working on my blog. I just started it recently. I'm setting up funnels. I'm doing these things that I've never done before. Questions are going to come up, right? If I have a question, what should I do? Should I immediately go to my mentor and be hey, how should I do this? I shouldn't. You should be resourceful. If you have a question, go Google it. right? Like, go Google it before you go ask for a mentor's help or something like that. Google it. You'll probably find some guidance, right? You'll probably go check out some videos or other people's blogs. I'm sure you'll find some information. And after you've done that, and if you can't, you've spent a little time doing that and you haven't still quite figured it out and you still have questions, then you can go and do that, right? Then you can go and ask for help. But just try and be resourceful. There's so much information out there. If you're having a problem, then I can almost guarantee you that someone else has had that problem before, right? So there's probably information out there. So be resourceful, go ask questions, try and problem solve yourself. And number 3 is don't ask permission, right? I think a lot of times, and I've caught myself doing this too within my business, but you feel like you have to get people's approval to do something. Like, oh, I'm thinking about starting a blog, I want to do X, Y, and Z, and you go to maybe a mentor or someone, you're like, should I be doing this? Well, it sounds to me like you already think you should. So why are you asking permission, right? If you think that's right for your business, then do it, right? So it's those kind of things of don't always go out there waiting for somebody to give you the okay to do something. Just be resourceful, go out there and do it, right? Don't wait for somebody to give you the approval. So those are my tips for tonight. I know that's short. Hopefully you guys got some value out of this.